what they will catch. Only on 7 News, tonight at 6.
Now, if you've ever hit rock bottom, it could actually be the best thing. Really, the best thing, according to our next guest.
Yeah, that's right. Whether you've lost your job, moved away from friends and family, or been cheated on, apparently these things all propel you to better things. Just like Ben Stiller's character in the film Along Came Polly.
This is not what it looked like.
You're staying on the island with Claude?
I'm a little confused right now, Ruben. I think I need a little time just to figure things out. You're gonna be fine, Ruben.
No, I'm not gonna be fine. I'm not gonna be fine at all. And I'm telling you, don't come back to me when you change your mind, because this ship has sailed.
And that's what we all do. When you catch a girl like that, you just want to reverse the car down the beach. Here to tell us more is world-renowned self-help guru and author of Being You, Changing the World, Dr. Dain Heer. Welcome back to the show, Dain. Nice to see you again. So being dumped or losing your job, something that we might think is like catastrophic, might not be the worst thing that happened to you?
Actually, might be the best thing that ever happened to you. See, one of the things I found, and I've worked with thousands of people around the world, and 99.9% of the time, the major change that occurs today is a result of something you asked for a long time ago that you don't even remember asking for.
Okay, that's interesting.
Okay.
Right.
Why do people find change hard?
Well, I think most of us have sort of been spending our lives trying to get everything right, you know? Yeah. And we put all of our boxes in place and think we finally have it together, and then one falls off, and we're like, no! Yeah. And we go to, what am I doing wrong? If you realize that there's actually a possibility in there rather than a problem, if you focus on the problem, that's all you're going to see. If you focus on the possibility, you can see what the gift in it is. And I think a lot of people are actually more afraid of their success than their failure.
But Dain, can you see how sometimes these problems are so all-consuming and overwhelming that we have no choice but to focus on them?
Yeah, absolutely. And you have to deal with it. I'm not saying ignore it. Yeah. What you want to do is you want to say, look at the gift that's actually in there. I mean, I had a lady call me who was so distraught because she had lost her job. And I said, wait, the job that you told me a year ago you wanted to quit but didn't have the courage to quit?
Right,
she said,
right.
Yes, that one. And I said, well, then let's grab champagne and celebrate, because you're actually getting what you asked for. Now, the interesting thing is, 6 months later, she was happier and making more money than she ever had in her life.
Wow, okay, I guess, but at the time, it's at the time.
Yeah.
And you said, let's grab some champagne and celebrate. My reaction would be, no, we can't afford the champagne because I've got the mortgage to pay and now I haven't got a job.
Exactly.
How am I going to do that?
Well, he's paying for it.
Well, if
and
it's
I
your
was paying
shout,
for
that's
it,
okay.
so there you go. My shout.
So that's the mind frame that most people find themselves.
Well, and that's the thing, is we tend to go into the problem and we look at, oh, wow, what am I losing here, rather than what am I gaining here? Am I gaining a sense of freedom? Am I gaining a sense of myself? I'm actually gaining the capacity to make more money than I would. And what you want to do is you want to start asking some questions to get to that place where you can see what the different possibility might be.
I think if we're talking also in a corporate sense, we're seeing some of the greatest achievers on the corporate stage. They're the guys that will put, guys and girls will put their hand up and say, well, I've been bankrupt 5 times.
Yes.
I've hit the wall 5, 6, 7 times, right?
Exactly. And that's what you want to look at is this actually pressing the reset switch on your life and getting you to a totally different place rather than the problem that you look at it as? Because the thing that all those guys have in common is they may have looked at it as a problem initially, but eventually they went, okay, I got to start creating my life. What has this opened up for me, and move on from there.
Okay, some final tips for us.
Yes.
Yes. If you've
So you got a
some
few
tips.
questions you can ask that will actually start letting you see the possibilities in these things. So 4 questions and an offer to celebrate, basically. First is, how does it get any better than this? When you ask this, it makes a bad situation better and a good situation better. Also, what's right about this I'm not getting? Because what tends to happen is we tend to look at what's wrong about something. When you ask what's right about this I'm not getting, you can actually start to see what's right about it that you couldn't see before. Next question is, what else is possible? Because that opens up the possibilities rather than the problem. And then what's the gift in this change that I haven't acknowledged? And as you start to look at the gift underneath it, what you do is you take yourself out of being stuck, and then you start moving forward into what is actually available there.
And it's something we can take to our everyday lives. So always look for the good stuff. Always look for the positive things. Dain, great to see you again, mate.
You too.
Thanks for coming in. Dain's going to lead a Being You class on the Sunshine Coast. Where else? That's where all your problems will melt away, right down the Sunshine Coast. This weekend, which will be streamed live across the world. All the details on our website for you. Thanks again.
Thank you.
All right, in just a moment for you, the swimmer who was saved from a shark by a pod of dolphins.
If you'd love a range of non-stick cookware that